Hey everyone, it's Lyra. Today is November 20th, 2014. That makes it the 2014 Transgender Day of Remembrance. And for those who don't know, this is a day that we observe every year in the trans community, where we recognize all of the lives that have been lost to transphobia. It's a really hard thing for me to talk about. Normally I come onto camera pretty chipper. I can't really do that for this. %50 of the hate-based murders of the GLBT community happen to trans women. We are only representing a small portion of that community, but the vast proportion of the murder that's directed at that community is directed at us. And to add even more insult to injury, most of the people within the community of trans women who are targeted are trans women of color. So there's a tremendous amount of violence and death happening to people in our community. The rate of suicide attempt is nearly 40%. It's about 9 times what most people are likely to experience. Trans lives are very, very vulnerable. And I know that I have a radfem or two who are following my channel, and believe me, I have tried very hard to come to an understanding and a compromise, but this is something that I absolutely cannot bend on. Trans women are oppressed. We are. Look at the murder statistics and you will see that. Please be good to trans people. Trans people, please be good to each other. We need to be strong. We need to endure. Please work hard at changing the fabric of the society. Work hard at ending transphobia so that this crime can stop. This is something that a lot of people don't know, but it turns out that in almost every state in the United States, people can get away with killing a trans person by using something called the panic defense, which is basically where they can explain away their deliberate murder as a quote-unquote crime of passion because of how shocked they were to discover that we were trans. Now, this is, of course, ridiculous. No matter how surprised you are, it doesn't give you permission to try to kill someone. So, that aside, this defense doesn't work without transphobia. This defense only works if being trans is seen as something that a quote-unquote reasonable person would be so shocked by that it could move them to commit murder. So the way that we end this is by normalizing transness. And we can all be a part of that. I am not asking for anything that revolutionary in this video. I am not even talking about the basic rights that I think that we deserve, like access to bathrooms that correspond to our gender. We can argue about that for days, but please don't argue with me about our right to live. Please. It's a very big deal. Trans women have a lot to be afraid of. And we need everyone's help. So, today on the Transgender Day of Remembrance 2014, I guess I just wanted to extend a personal plea to all of my followers, to anyone you may share this with, to please remember that at the end of all of the politics, at the end of identity, at the end of trying to figure out how to make our society better, underlying all of it, there is still fundamentally so much violent hatred towards us that our lives in most states are literally forfeit. Please help end transphobia, and please help end the violence. And please take care of each other. We, as a community, have gone through so much, and we will go through so much more, but we can get through it if we work together, if we listen to each other, if we respect each other, if we try our hardest to understand that we are all human beings just trying to figure out some way to get through. If we can just try to take care of each other, I guess. I apologize for this video being a little incoherent. It's, as you might imagine, a very difficult subject for me. So far, I have not personally experienced any overt, specific anti-trans violence, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't happen. I could be next. And I try to take precautions to make sure that that won't happen, but it could. It absolutely could. And that's terrifying. So please take some time to remember the countless trans women who have been unfairly stereotyped and killed, their killers allowed to go free. Remember all of the trans people who have committed suicide because of how unbelievably unwelcoming our society is. And remember that none of this has to be true. We can change it. You know we can. Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.